Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of English Help Desk. My name is William.
And I'm Daniel.
This is a weekly series of videos that can be used to help with your grammar.
Today, we will ask you the question, what do you do on weekends?
So to answer this question, we have to first learn about the simple present tense.
Before we begin, when and how do we use the simple present tense?
Good question, Daniel. Well, we use it for a few things. We use it for habits and routines, personal information, and things like general truths or scheduled events.
It really is one of our most commonly used tenses.
Therefore, it's something that everybody has to master, including you, because you'll be using it a lot.
Simple present is, as the name suggests, pretty easy. You just take an infinitive English verb,
To eat, to run, to smell, to smile, to go.
and take off the to.
Eat, run, smell, smile, go.
Exactly. We can say, I go to school every day.
So we can say, I go, you go, they go, he, she goes to school every day.
Using I or using plural forms is pretty simple. There is no change to the verb. We use the verb in its basic form.
However,
He, she, it goes.
yeah, so we can add an S if the subject is a third person singular, like he, she, John, Sally, the robot, etc.
I like to think that there is a magic S rule. Look at what happens. We have verb plus S. Has, is, does. These all end with an S, and it's pretty simple to remember because singular begins with an S.
Yeah, it's very simple, okay? Singular verbs end with S.
It is simple. Of course, some verbs like go are irregular, so we add an E.
Yeah, go is not G-O-S, it is G-O-E-S. And also, has, is, does are other irregular verbs worth mentioning again.
So, now we can ask the question, what do you do on weekends?
So if Daniel asks me, I can say, I meet my friends.
He meets his friends. What do? I sleep all day.
He sleeps all day. Okay, so now we are going to ask some other students the same question.
I volunteer in middle school.
Me, I like to relax and watch some TV, go for a walk, play with my cat.
I stay at home and sleep really long.
We drink alcohol together.
I meet my friends and drink coffee.
What do you do?
I usually, on the weekends, I usually hang out with my kids. Sometimes we go for a bike ride or go have a fun breakfast on Saturday morning.
I usually hang out with my friends, go shopping and eat some nice food.
We study.
What do you do on weekends?
I spend time with my daughter.
Oh,
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah, we go to the park. Sometimes we spend time with Uncle Dan.
Enough.
And cut.
Hi everyone, welcome to English Help Desk. I'm William.
And I am Daniel.
English Help Desk is a weekly series of lessons to help English language learners with grammar and other topics.
Today, we will ask the question, how often do you call your mother?
If you remember in lesson 1, we talked about simple present, Today, we will learn about adverbs of frequency. These tell us how often we do something with the simple present.
There are many adverbs of frequency. Always, usually, normally, generally, often, frequently, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, hardly ever, rarely, never.
Okay, that's enough. All right, it's really too many to learn. So we're going to try to keep it simple. Always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never.
Always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never.
Just remember always, usually, sometimes, rarely, never, and you will know enough. The others you can study if you are interested, but for speaking, this is pretty good.
Always means 100% of the time. I always sleep all day on the weekends. That's all I do on the weekend, and it never changes. Usually means about 75 to 99% of the time. Something that we do unless something stops it from happening. I usually eat breakfast before work.
Yeah. Sometimes means about 25 to 74% of the time. I sometimes eat out with friends. Rarely means about 5 to 24% of the time. I rarely go to Seoul. Never means 0 to 4% of the time. Never is special because sometimes it means 0% and sometimes it means a really small amount of time.
So, let's hear a few examples.
Okay. I usually meet my friends on the weekends. Daniel always sleeps all day on the weekends. Students sometimes study at the library. Cats rarely like their stomach touched. Students never study English during summer vacation.
We can also use how often to find out how often someone does something.
Yeah, so I can ask, how often do you brush your teeth? How often do you go to the club? How often do you meet your friends? How often do you study English?
Exactly. Finally, there is one more thing. We don't always have to use adverbs of frequency to talk about how often we do something. We can also use every and once-a, twice-a, 3 times-a, etc. We can use adverbs of frequency with these if we want, but it's not necessary.
Exactly. I study Korean every day. I usually visit my grandma and grandpa 3 times a year. I brush my teeth twice a day. I see a movie once a month.
Great. So now we can ask the question. How often do you call your mother? How often do you call your mother, William?
Actually, I rarely call my mother. I usually talk to her on Facebook. You know, it's easier than planning a time to chat. How about you?
That's not good, William. I call my mother every week on Skype. But let's hear some answers from some other people.
Like you.
I never call my mother because right now I'm living with my family. That's all.
I live by myself and I call my family twice a week. Yeah.
Oh, I sometimes call my mother. I think she would like it if I always call her.
I usually call my mother about once a week. I try to Skype with her every week.
I call my mother once a day.
I usually call my mom twice a month.
I rarely call my mother.
Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to English Help Desk. I'm William.
And I am Daniel. Today's question is, should you brush your teeth 3 times a day? In order to answer this question, we need to learn about verbs of obligation. We use these plus a simple present tense verb to give opinions, advice, or to explain rules.
That's right. The most common verbs of obligation are must, have to, and should.
We use must to express strong feelings about a subject. You must go see the new Christopher Nolan film. It is amazing. I'm asleep all day. Good night.
All right, well, we use have to talk about rules and regulations. We also use it to talk about simple facts of life. For example, you have to pay your school fees. And you have to breathe air or you will die.
We use should to give advice. You should stop eating junk food. You should study English.
There are other verbs of obligation, but these are the most common ones used. Also, in North America, a lot of people use have to in place of must. I personally never use must. How about you, Daniel?
Well, we say have to, but we also do use must because in England we like to speak proper English.
There you have it. In different cultures, there are differences in how English is used.
We can also use verbs of obligation in the negative form.
Should becomes shouldn't. You shouldn't use must in North America.
Must becomes mustn't. You mustn't forget where English originally came from.
Well, have to becomes don't have to. You don't have to get angry, Daniel.
I'm not angry! Well, anyways, now we can answer the question, should you brush your teeth 3 times a day? What do you think, William?
I think no. You shouldn't brush your teeth 3 times a day. It is not good to brush too much. Your teeth can be damaged. 2 times a day is enough, I think.
Once again, I am shocked. Don't you know that we have to brush our teeth at least 3 times a day? In my case, I brush my teeth 5 times a day. That is why my teeth are so white.
They are pretty white. Well, let's ask some other people what they think.
Oh yes, I think we should brush our teeth 3 times a day, but it depends on what kind of food you have. For example, if you love chocolate, you should brush 5 times a day. Otherwise, I think 2 times is enough as well.
I don't think so. I think that's too much. Your gums might start to bleed. I think you should brush your teeth twice a day or once a day.
Yes, I think I have to brush your teeth 3 times a day.
Yes, I think you should brush your teeth 3 times a day. Because the doctor says that 3 times a day it really helps your teeth as healthy as possible.
Yeah, you should brush your teeth a lot. It's not good to eat a lot of sweets and not brush your teeth.
No, you should brush your teeth only 2 times. In the morning and in the night.
Give me that. That's enough.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to English Help Desk. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel.
Today, for Lesson 4, we are going to ask the question, do you like corn on your pizza?
And of course, we can't possibly answer this question without first learning about simple present questions.
Oh, yeah, but we already did ask questions.
Okay, so for today's lesson, we will be focusing on the do you and are you.
Do you? Like, do you? Like, do you?
Yes.
Do you and are you are yes-no questions. Whatever the question, you have to always answer with yes or no.
Do you like Korea?
Yes.
Do they have a car?
Yep.
Do I have any money?
No. Yes.
Does he have a car?
Yes, he does. Ugh, he does have a car.
Yep. We use does for the third person singular. Are they rich?
No.
Are you an alien?
No.
Am I a talented singer? La 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 la.
No, you are not.
Are you from England?
I am not from England.
Yes, we use am for the first person singular. So, what is the difference between do you and are you?
Well, actually, it's pretty easy. We put a simple present verb after do you, and we put an adjective or a plus a noun after are you. We use are you for other questions as well, but we won't talk about that in this lesson.
Do you?
Like, eat, smell, hear, wonder, care about, enjoy, watch, play, ignore, study.
Are you?
Happy, sad, excited, funny, busy, angry, sorry.
Are you?
A dog, a police officer, a teacher, a student, a worker, an alien.
Great. But what do we do if we want to get more than a yes or no answer? What if you want to use open-ended questions?
Well, in this case, it's quite simple. We just use who, what, when, or why, how.
What?
No, not only what. Who, what, when, where, why, how.
Okay. Who?
Who?
We can use these words in front of do you and are you to get more information from the speaker.
Do you like chicken? Why do you like chicken?
Are you a cat? How are you a cat?
Are you sleepy? When are you sleepy?
Do you go to concerts? Who do you go to concerts with?
Do you want to do that? What do you want to do?
So, are you here? Where are you?
Aha! There you go. So now you know how to ask yes, no, and open-ended questions using the simple present tense.
Now we can ask the unit question, do you like corn on your pizza? William, do you like corn on your pizza?
Well, sure. Why not? I'm American, and there's no such thing as bad pizza.
What are you talking about? You like corn on your pizza? What's next? Oatmeal? Oh, beans? When does the insanity stop?
Well, I mean, I think I know the answer, but Daniel, how about you? Do you like corn on your pizza?
No.
Let's ask some other people. Do you like corn on your pizza?
Yes, sure. How often do you eat corn on pizza?
Once a month?
Once a month.
Cool, thank you very much.
Well, I've been in Korea for 6 years now, so when I first came it was really strange and I didn't like it very much. But now that I've been here for a while, it's okay.
Yes, I like corn or pizza.
I like pizza.
So, but do you like corn pizza?
I like corn or pizza.
God, no. That's horrible. I mean, corn on a pizza, especially corn that comes out of a can. Like, come on, if you're gonna do it, fine. Roast an ear of corn, then maybe you got something special. That could be like some kind of avant-garde, artisanal pizza. But if you're just gonna pull corn out of a can, drain it, rinse it, oh man, that's just ruining corn.
Yes, I like corn on my pizza. No, I don't like having pizza with corn.
Okay. Are you from England?
Yes, I am not.
Sorry, we have to have the are you as a question in there. Hi everyone, and welcome to English Help Desk. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel. Today, for Lesson 5, we are going to ask the question, can you tie a tie?
To answer this question, we are going to learn about the auxiliary verb can.
So, what do we use can for?
We use it to talk about our ability to do something. The negative form of can is can't.
So, how do we use can?
Well, we mentioned that can is an auxiliary verb. This means that it needs another verb to go with it. So, we start with a subject, add can, and finally add a bare infinitive to make a statement.
Bare infinitive is another way of saying non-irregular forms of simple present verbs.
Can.
Eat.
I can eat a whole pizza.
Every day. Can't.
Sing.
I can't sing.
Not at all. Can.
Disappear.
I can disappear. Woo!
Not this again. Can't you just stop?
No.
Well, what about questions?
We start the word with can, add the subject, then after that, add the bare infinitive.
Can.
They.
Take the bus.
Yes, they can.
As you can see, when answering a can question, we don't need to include the bare infinitive.
So that's it. Now we can ask the question, can you tie a tie? So Daniel, can you tie a tie?
Of course I can. Can you?
Of course I can. Why?
Are you sure?
That was just fashion.
There is only one way to settle this.
Tie off! Ready your ties? Begin!
Finished! It is obvious that I have won. So, let's have some others. So, can you tie a tie?
Yes, I can. I think every man can tie a tie. Okay, let me show you.
We can speed that up. Good.
I can.
Prove it.
Okay, but I only know one way of doing it. Huh? I'd like to thank my father for teaching me this many years ago. In the 80s, wearing ties was cool.
A tie.
I can't tie ties.
Do you want to try right now?
I don't want to try right now because I don't need to tie my tie.
No, I can't. But I can tie lip.
Okay, can you show us?
Yeah.
Wow! Slightly off.
Well, of course, I'm a bit of a fashion expert myself.
Well, let's see you prove it, shall we? Here is the tie.
Sure. Okay. Okay, that's better.
Now I can't, but if I get married, I'm gonna arrange my husband's tie after I get to know how to do it.
Okay, do you want to try put on a tie now?
Sure. But I don't know how to do it.
Just guess.
Yes?
Okay.
Yeah, that's my style.
Perfect.
Okay, everybody. Happy English.
See you next time.
Bye. I can disappear. Woo!
Oh, oh, you didn't disappear.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to English Help Desk, lesson number 6. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel. In today's lesson, we will ask the question, what did you do last vacation?
What's a vacation?
Another word for vacation is holiday, or in Korean we can say...
Banghakdae. But actually, I was saying that because I feel like I haven't had a vacation in ages.
Well, yeah, a couple of weeks. So, to answer this question, we need to be able to talk using the simple past.
The simple past is generally pretty easy. You take a bare infinitive and you add ed.
Exactly. For example, with the verb run, we can say runned.
No, actually we can't. We say ran.
Okay. Well, with eat, we say eated. We eated hamburgers.
No, actually wrong again. We have to say ate in that case.
You had 8 hamburgers. I mean, pizzas, 8 pizzas, fine, but whatever. Drink, we say...
Drank on this one. So that we don't use ed for that one either.
What? Drank? Why drank? Why not drink? English!
Okay, so maybe the simple past is not so easy. While there are some verbs that do use ed.
Live, lived, kill, killed. Smile, smiled, open, opened, brush, brushed.
Many are irregular and therefore don't follow this rule.
Run, ran, eat, ate, drink, drank, sleep, slept.
So we can say, I ran to the store, I drank orange juice, I slept late.
So, what about questions?
Simple past questions are very similar to simple present questions. The difference is we say did instead of do, and were was instead of are am with the bare infinitive.
Did. He, I, you, she, they, we eat pizza last week. In this case, there are no irregulars of past tense. Do. Were. Were you, they, we busy yesterday? Was he, I, she busy yesterday?
In this case, we use was for he, I, she, and were for the rest.
Just like with the present tense questions, we can also use who, what, where, when, why, and how before were you and did you.
Why were you at the store? Who did you meet yesterday?
Oh, okay, I've got a good one. So why didn't you went to my party? See, I used the irregular.
Well, almost. See, we do not change the verb into the past tense with simple past questions. Only do you and are you are changed.
Fine, so many rules. What about the negative?
Well, with the negative, we say the subject plus didn't, wasn't, or weren't.
So I didn't. Is that right? I didn't go to the movie?
Good. Yeah.
Okay, they weren't cold?
Perfect.
I wasn't busy.
Exactly. Okay, so there you have it. We can now use the past tense.
Now we can answer the question. William, what did you do last vacation?
Oh, it's so long ago. Let me try to remember. Last vacation, I went to Indonesia. I went diving and climbed volcanoes. How about you?
Last vacation, I visited home and saw my family.
Nice. Well, there you go. Let's ask some others.
I'm going to ask the question, what did you do last vacation?
I went to Malaysia and I learned how to scuba dive.
Perfect. I played soccer.
I'm Steve Schuett. Okay, and last vacation I did two major things. One is I took a hiking tour of Japan, hiked from Kyoto to Tokyo, walking and taking the train, and that was about a 9 or 10 day hike. And the second thing I did for the most part was I went to my hometown in the United States, Portland, Maine. I live on an island, and I spent 6 or 7 weeks with my family on Pizza Island.
Hi, Caro, boyfriend.
Yeah.
I studied Chinese in Korea.
I went to the Philippines. I went to Palawan and I stayed in a really nice beach resort for 5 days. It was excellent.
Perfect.
I went to Hong Kong to travel.
Yeah, and I have a suspicion I'm going to fall off this platform.
Maybe you can move your chair a bit forward in this case, because I think yours is...
I knew I was going to fall off.
No.
I told you that was going to happen.
Hi everyone, welcome to English Help Desk lesson number 7. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel. Today we are going to ask the question, what is the best Korean food?
To answer this question, we need to learn about superlative and comparative adjectives.
Okay, first, what are comparatives?
Well, comparatives are adjectives that compare two or more different things. First, we take a regular adjective. Then, if it has only one syllable, we add ER.
Whoa. What are syllables?
Syllables are the individual sounds that make up different words.
18 syllables. So we can say big, bigger, sad, sadder, cool, cooler.
Exactly.
Then what about adjectives with more than one syllable?
In the case of those adjectives, we don't change the adjective, we just put a more or less in front of it.
Okay, so like more beautiful, less expensive, more pretty.
Wait, that last one is actually wrong.
Why?
Because when an adjective ends in a Y, we change the ending to IER, and we don't use more or less.
So, we don't say more pretty, but we say prettier.
Exactly.
Guess we say pettier as well.
But since comparative adjectives require two or more things being compared, let's make these into complete practice sentences. We take the first thing, a to-be verb, a comparative adjective, the word then, and finally, the other thing.
Daegu is bigger than Gwangju. I am sadder than you. Fall is cooler than summer.
Angelina Jolie is more beautiful than Scarlett Johansson. Unhunghwa is less expensive than KTX.
Roses are prettier than dandelions. Daniel ties ties faster than William.
Right. Well, now we have to learn about superlatives.
What are those?
Superlatives are similar to comparatives, but instead of comparing two or more things, we are saying one thing is the most something out of all things.
So we can say corn pizza is the worst pizza in the world.
Yes, or brushing your teeth 5 times a day is the silliest thing to do with your free time.
So I notice superlatives are similar to comparatives.
They are, actually. Instead of using ER, we use the EST suffix or ending for one-syllable adjectives. For 2 or more syllable adjectives, we use most or least instead of more or less. For adjectives ending in Y, we say IEST instead of IER at the end. The structure is thing, to be verb, the, superlative adjective, plus optional prepositional phrase.
Okay, so, well, Daniel is the most talented singer. Daniel is the most talented singer in the world.
Exactly. We can use the optional prepositional phrase to give more information or narrow the superlative statement. Daniel is the most talented singer in his apartment.
Well, my cat is actually a pretty good singer. Wonderful. So, my cat is the most talented singer in my apartment. Wales is the greatest rugby team in the UK. Sleeping is the most fantastic way to spend your Saturday.
Great! The last thing is questions. For comparatives, we can ask which or who is comparative adjective, thing, or thing.
So, who is cooler? William or Daniel?
Okay. For superlative questions, we can say what or who is the superlative adjective.
Who is the coolest?
Well, there you have it.
You mean there are no irregulars?
I mean, of course there are. Bad, worse, worse, good, better, best, etc. like that.
I really hate you.
Okay, well now we can answer the question, what is the best Korean food? Daniel, what do you think?
Well, I think bibimbap is the best Korean food. How about you?
I also think bibimbap is the best Korean food. How about that? We finally agreed on something.
Did I say bibimbap? I meant bundegi. Yeah, I love bundegi.
Really? You like that stuff?
Yeah.
You mean the boiled silkworms?
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't you eat some right now then?
Sure, of course.
Okay, well, I have some right here. Let's ask some others what they think.
That is a very easy question. The Korean food I cook is the best Korean food.
The best Korean food, in my opinion, is jimdang. Andong jimdang. Very spicy. It's the spiciest foods that I like. It has potatoes, it has chicken. I like sunsa, I like boneless chicken. But I love the spice and I love the taste. And I also love the noodles in there. It's fantastic. Wow.
I think best Korean food is galbi because I like meat. I can't think anymore. I think my best Korean food is kimchi jjigae. First of all, it is really easy to make, and when I have a free time, I really enjoy make it. So that's the best reason I like that.
That's a really hard one. I think my favorite, or the best, is samgyeopsal. I really enjoy that.
My best Korean food is kimchi jjigae because it's spicy and really delicious kimchi in it. And I used to, my mom used to make those beautiful and delicious kimchi jjigae all the time, and it was my, that's the reason it became my favorite food in Korea. So, yeah.
Hi everyone, and welcome to English Help Desk lesson number 8. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel. Today we will ask the question, what will you do tonight? In order to answer this question, we have to learn about the simple future.
Luckily, the simple future is relatively easy.
Finally! I am sick of all the hard grammar we've learned so far.
Well, with the simple future, we have only two choices. We can use will or to be going to.
Okay, let's talk about will first.
Oh, you want to talk about me, huh? Anyways, will is easy to use. In fact, there are no irregulars. Yeah!
I love English!
To make a simple future sentence, we take the subject, will, and the predicate.
A what?
A predicate is just another way of saying everything besides the subject.
Okay, so I could say, I will hate English forever.
Yeah, or Daniel's cat will become a famous singer.
What about be going to?
This one is also pretty easy. You just take the subject plus the to be verb plus going to plus the predicate.
So I can say, I am going to the store.
No. In this case, you just use the present continuous instead of the simple future tense. What you want to say is, I am going to go to the store.
Okay, I am going to go. To go. To go.
To go. To go. To go. To go.
To go.
To go.
To go. To go. To go. To go. To go.
What's wrong with you?
To go. Nothing. I'm not a robot.
Okay. Well, we can say, I am going to eat breakfast tomorrow morning.
Or, William is going to eat pizza for breakfast tomorrow morning. Makes you want to brush my teeth just thinking about it.
Okay, now for questions.
Oh boy, here we go.
Don't worry, they're easy too. We can use will or to be going to for questions as well. We just take will plus the subject, or to be plus subject plus going to, and then the predicate after it to make a simple future question.
Are you going to explain about the different to be forms?
No, I don't have to, because they are the same as the usual conjugation of to be in present tense questions.
Will you explain about who, what, when, where, why, how?
Yes, I will. In fact, like simple present questions, we can put who, what, when, where, why, how in front of will or to be going to questions to ask open-ended future questions. The rules are the same as simple present open-ended questions.
Then I can ask, what will you eat for dinner besides pizza tonight?
What is there besides pizza?
Let me ask one more question.
Okay.
What is the difference between will and be going to? Why do I have to learn both? It's just so annoying. I mean, why can't there be one simple future tense form?
Well, the official answer from the President of English is that will is used for decisions made in the moment, and going to is used for previously made plans. But to be honest though, I think they're the same thing.
You mean I can use them both at any time?
Keep your voice down. They could be listening.
Gotcha. Well, now we can answer the question. What will you do tonight? How about you, William?
Tonight? I think I'm going to take a rest. I spent all last night working on this lesson.
You're not going to call your mother? I can't believe you.
Well, how about you, Daniel? What are you going to do tonight?
Well, I am going to brush my teeth for about 2 hours, and then after that, I will teach my cat to sing opera. Meow, 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 meow.
Okay, have fun with that. Let's see what others will do.
Yep. What will you do tonight?
I will watch okay.
Oh, tonight I'm planning to go to my friend's house and watch American football. we're going to drink some Coca-Cola and have some popcorn. I love Coca-Cola. I drink a lot of it.
I'm here with my friends.
I will sleep after I finish my work because I'm so tired. These days I'm so busy applying for another companies. So I want to sleep tonight.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to invite your friends to like the page on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube.
Yes, and don't forget to comment below the video with your answer. What will you do tonight?
I think many people will comment this time. Also, don't forget to download the worksheet for more practice.
Test yourself. Who knows? The President of English may be watching. Happy English!
See you next time.
Bye. Hi everyone, welcome to English Help Desk lesson number 9. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel. Today we're going to ask the question, what do you do if you feel stressed?
To answer this question, we need to learn about the real conditional.
What is the real conditional? That sounds scary.
No. The real conditional is if or when statements that talk about true and possible events in the past, present, or future.
Okay. Then let's talk about the present real conditional first.
Good idea. To make a present real conditional statement, we need 2 independent clauses.
Santa Claus. I love Santa Claus. But wait, 2 of them? That seems unreal. I thought these were real conditionals.
No. Okay, so clause with an E is what we're talking about here. This means a part of a sentence. An independent clause is one that has a subject and a predicate.
I thought I could get double the presents. Fine. We need 2 clauses. What else?
Well, we can label one clause the if or when clause because it starts with if or when. And the other clause we can call the result clause.
Well, which one goes first?
They can go in any order. The purpose of the present real conditional is to talk about habits, common truths, or routines.
So I could say, if I'm hungry, I eat a pizza. Never bondegi though. And no corn.
Well, I mean, perfect. In this case, both subjects are I, and we use 2 simple present tense predicates. Good job.
When I am tired, I sleep all day.
Great. Another good example.
Example? I have to do another? When I...
Oh, okay, no. Now let's talk about past real conditionals. They are the same, but use simple past predicates instead of simple present predicates, and talk about something that is no longer true.
When I was a kid, if I was hungry, my mother made me soup. Now I live alone, so if I'm hungry, I cook for myself. Yeah. Eating chocolate is the same as cooking, right? I think I should call my mother.
Well, okay. In the past, if you wanted to call your mother, you had to search for her number in the phone book, right? But now, if you want to call her, you just look in your smartphone for her number.
You haven't memorized your mother's number yet? No wonder you never call her. For shame. But what about the future real conditional? Is the future and it's real? I fell for that with Back to the Future Part 2. I mean, hover cars in 2015!
Well, the future real conditional is the same as the present real conditional in the sense of how it is set up. But we use a simple future predicate instead of a simple present predicate in the result clause. We use the future real conditional to talk about specific events.
If you tell me there is another conditional, I will get angry.
Great example.
What? Again? Hang on a second. You're being nice. Ugh. So, what is the difference between if and then statements? Why use one instead of the other?
Well, according to the President of English, for present and past real conditionals, if and when are interchangeable. However, for future real conditionals, when suggests that the clause is going to happen with certainty, or definitely going to happen, instead of if, which suggests the clause may happen.
What? I hate the President.
Whoa.
So, that's it. Seems easy. If we stop the lesson now, I will be so happy.
That's it. For now.
Then I guess we can answer the question now. What do you do when you feel stressed?
If I feel stressed, I usually eat some pizza. Corn pizza. It's usually really good. How about you, Daniel?
When I'm stressed, I usually brush my teeth until my stress is gone. All day today, I think.
You should really be careful about that. All right, let's hear what others have to say.
What do you do if you feel stressed?
If I'm stressed, I talk with my friend.
When I feel stressed, I'll play a video game, or sometimes I might play with my cat, or go for a walk.
If I get stressed, I try to go shopping with my mom. Because I really love to purchase the great accessories and any clothes. And so I try to persuade my mom to get what I want to get.
If I get stressed, I just wanna go out of Daegu to visit new places. And I wanna talk with new people. When I talk with new people, I can relieve stress.
When I feel stressed, I like to eat. It makes me feel very happy, and I also like to go for long walks. It helps me relax.
If I am stressed, I am crying.
Hi everyone, welcome to English Help Desk lesson number 10. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel. Today we're going to ask the question, what would you do if you were rich?
In order to answer the question, we have to learn about the unreal conditional. If you haven't already, please see lesson 9 to learn about the real conditional first.
I told you, I will get angry if there is another real conditional. This is the same as a real conditional, right?
No. Don't worry. This is the unreal conditional. We use this conditional when talking about unrealistic, impossible, or far in the future situations.
So how can we organize these statements? Are they in the same format as the real conditional?
Yes and no. Okay, pay attention. There are some differences. But first, let's review the basics of conditionals. First, there are two clauses, the if clause and the result clause. Remember, either clause can be first or second.
And as I sadly recall, in this case, clause means a subject and a predicate. Not the fat, bearded, jolly man who gives me presents.
You really think Santa Claus brings all of those presents to all of those children all over the world in one night? I mean, that requires very advanced technology. Some might even say technology not yet invented by the human race.
You mean like alien technology?
Okay, let's move on, all right?
Wait, isn't it called the if or when clause? I remember that from last lesson, so why today just the if clause?
Well, one special rule is that we cannot say when with unreal conditionals, because we can never really say unreal conditional statements with any certainty.
Because they are unreal, unlike Santa.
Second, in the if clause, we always use a simple past or were predicate.
That could get confusing with a past real conditional also using a simple past predicate in the if clause. I have no idea what I just said.
Yeah, but in the unreal conditional, we use a simple present predicate with could or would, or couldn't or wouldn't right before it. So it is a bit different.
So I could say, if William were an alien, he could disappear whenever he wanted.
Yes, exactly.
Don't you dare!
Or, if Daniel were a robot, he would be able to count how many syllables are in this statement.
26, or 27 if you include the or. But it sounds so strange. William were. Daniel were. Shouldn't it be William was? Daniel was?
It does sound strange. This is just a rule of the unreal conditional. Trust the almighty president of English, okay?
I really hate the president of English. You learn one rule one week and then the next week the president has to change the rule. I guess we can answer the question now. William, what would you do if you were rich?
Wait, let's get a few more things taught in this lesson. What are you in a big hurry for?
Well, I heard that the president of English is going to come and arrest me because of my complaining.
Don't worry, that's just silly. Like Santa Claus.
Well, what else do you want to teach?
Well, so far we've only asked our conditional questions with what. But I want to point out that we can use any of the who, what, when, where, why, how question words in the result clause for conditional questions.
So I could say, if you had a time machine, who would you meet?
Right. Or if Santa Claus was real, how could he deliver all those presents?
Oh, magic. Powered by the beliefs of millions of children.
Okay, fine. If you want to believe in Santa, that is fine. Though I want to ask you, if you saw Santa, what would you do?
I would give him milk and cookies, of course.
I think you would rather eat pizza. Anyway, let's ask the questions now.
Good. Okay, William, what would you do if you were rich?
If I were rich, well, I would buy a lot of pizza. You?
If I were rich, I would go to a non-English speaking country where the president of English can't find me.
Okay, let's see what others have to say.
What would you do if you were rich?
Let me think. First, I would have someone in Housework.
If I was rich, I would pay off my student loans. I would go on a trip around the world with my wife, and I would pay off the mortgage on my parents' house.
If I were rich, I would invest in the real estate because I want to get my money bigger for a long term. That's it.
I would travel by loving people, parents, my best friend. Yes.
I'd buy a small island and live there.
I would like to buy my palace.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And don't forget to invite your friends to like our Facebook page.
Also, make sure to practice with the worksheet.
Finally, don't forget to comment below this video. What would you do if you were rich?
Happy English, and see you in a couple of months. I'm very busy for Christmas vacation, doing something.
Well, I have an appointment with the president of English. I need to get out of it pretty quickly. See you soon.
Okay, see you next spring.
Finally, a place where I can escape the grasps of the president of English. Feels good.
You there! Stop in the name of the President of English!
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Who, what, when, where, how? Who, what, when, where, why, how? Who, what, when, who, how? Who, what, when, where, why, how? Who, what, when, where, why, how?
Hello, everyone! It is nice to finally be back after our long break.
Not much of a break for me. I was in grammar jail.
Well, anyways, this is English Help Desk, lesson number 11. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel.
Lesson 11's question is, what are you doing right now? To answer this question, we need to learn about the present continuous.
What is that? Getting presents continuously from you? Santa?
No. Didn't you learn all about grammar in grammar jail?
They just made me repeat who, what, when, where, why, how, over and over and over.
Well, the present continuous is what we use to talk about something we are doing right now.
Okay, but I use simple present for that, right? That is why it's called simple present. Now I talk. Now I jump.
Well, actually, in English, that sounds awkward. It makes you sound like a caveman. I think you really need to review lesson 1, the simple present.
You review it.
Well, to use the present continuous, we take a to-be verb and add a gerund or ing verb after it.
Okay. I am talking. I am jumping.
Exactly. You are talking. You are jumping. They are jumping. She is jumping.
Okay, that's easy. Do we use it for anything else?
Of course. We also use it for changing situations and for future tense.
Changing situations like, it's getting cold in here.
Yeah, or you are becoming more forgetful.
You are becoming more cruel.
Well, in terms of future tense, if you remember from lesson 8, we can use will and be going to talk about the future.
I remember.
Well, we can also use the present continuous with a preposition of time to make future statements.
So I could say, I am playing with my cat tomorrow.
Exactly. Or, I am meeting my friend on Tuesday.
But isn't that the future continuous?
No, that is something else. We will learn about it in a future lesson.
Why are you always making bad jokes?
Oh, thank you, Daniel. That reminds me. We can use the present continuous with always and constantly to talk about behavior and habits.
You are constantly adding more information.
Good job. You are always forgetting previous lessons.
Not always.
So that's it. Now we can answer the lesson question. What are you doing right now? Daniel, what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm thinking about calling my mother. How about you?
I am feeling excited for spring.
Let's ask what others are doing right now. What are you doing right now?
We're studying English.
I am putting on my pants protectors because I am getting ready to go for a bike ride. I invite you to join me, but I'm sure that you are busy studying.
I'm studying for tomorrow's class.
Well, I'm reading a book of like Chinese celebrity.
Actually, I am putting my helmet on and I'm going to ride my bike home. See you later.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to English Help Desk lesson number 12. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel.
Today's question is, what were you doing last Saturday night?
Home.
To answer this question, we need to learn about the past continuous. The past continuous is similar to the present continuous in that it also uses a gerund or ing verb. But instead of a present to be verb, we use a past to be verb.
So I can say, I was talking to my mother.
Exactly. We use the past continuous to talk about something we were doing either in a specific time or when an interrupting event happened.
Like, yesterday, I was talking with my mother.
Yes, that would be for the specific time, yesterday.
Or I could say, I was walking and eating kimbap when I saw my friend.
Exactly. We use when to indicate the interrupting event of our past continuous action.
Or I could say, I was walking down a spooky street when suddenly a ghost attacked me. It's just an example.
Perfect. We use words like suddenly to give more strength to the interrupting event.
It sounds like the past continuous would be good for telling a story.
It is good for that. It is also good for reporting the news.
Welcome to English Help Desk News. Today, President Barack Obama is talking about politics when he sneezed. Officials say that...
Okay, not exactly newsworthy. Sure, good example.
So is there anything else we use the past continuous for?
Yes, like the present continuous, we can use the past continuous to talk about changing situations, or with always and constantly to talk about behavior and habits in the past not happening now.
Like, it was getting cold, so I came inside.
Exactly, or Daniel was always forgetting grammar, so we had to put him in grammar jail.
Wait, you knew they were coming for me?
There is one more thing we can use the past continuous for, parallel actions. Two things happening at the same time in the past. In this case, we don't use the simple past, but two past continuous statements.
Like, I was repeating who, what, when, where, why, how, over and over while you were enjoying your vacation?
Exactly. We use while for these statements.
So is that it?
That is it. Wow, Daniel, you are not too terrible today. Now, let's answer the question. Daniel, what were you doing last Saturday night?
Saturday, I was sleeping when my mother called me. How about you?
I was meeting my friends downtown.
Typical. Let's see what others have to say. What were you doing last Saturday?
I was sleeping. Last Saturday, I was looking after my son, and I was washing a lot of dirty diapers.
I was meeting my old friends.
I was eating bulgogi with my girlfriend.
Last Saturday, I was at home preparing my lessons because I want to do a very good job for my students.
What were you doing last Saturday?
I was working in hotel.
Hi everyone, and welcome to English Help Desk lesson number 13. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel.
Today we ask the question, what will you be doing at 7 p.m. tomorrow?
To do this, we need to use the future continuous.
Right, actually. The future continuous, as you may have guessed, is similar to the present continuous and the past continuous.
You use will be or to be going to be with a gerund or ing verb.
Actually, that is correct. You can also use the future continuous to talk
about something you'll be doing continuously at a specific time in the future.
Right, like I will be doing classroom prep all day tomorrow.
Exactly. Well done, William. Or they are going to be eating breakfast at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay, well anyways, you can also use the future continuous
to talk about something you will be doing when a planned interruption will happen. We use the simple present after when, not the simple future for the interruption.
Yeah, like I will be waiting for you in the airport when your airplane arrives.
Good job, William! Well done!
Anything else?
Nope.
Well, you see, you forgot that.
We can use the future continuous for parallel actions, whereas both actions are in the future continuous tense. No, I didn't forget.
In this case, it would be, on Saturday, I will be hanging out with my friends and you will be talking to your mother.
Not anymore, William. I have changed. I am cool and savvy. Like you now.
Alright then, you must know about the secret fourth way to use the future continuous tense, right?
What? Yes, of course I know the secret fourth way.
Are you sure? I didn't write this one in my scripts. The one that mysteriously was stolen from my desk last night?
Are you accusing me of being a thief?
Not at all. I'm sure you knew all of that grammar. And in that case, could you please explain to us, what is the fourth way to use the future continuous?
Yes. The fourth way to use a future continuous is using a present to be verb with a gerund and a future expression of time.
Oh, you mean like, I'm eating bananas tomorrow at 4 p.m.
Exactly! Good job!
Actually, this is wrong. This is the present continuous used to talk about the future, but not too bad, Daniel. You are half right.
Foiled again.
Thief. Well, we can use the simple continuous after the word while to make a different kind of parallel future continuous statement, as long as one of the statements is in the future continuous form.
Like, I'm going to be brushing my teeth while you are not calling the President of English?
So now we can ask the question, Daniel, what will you be doing at 7 p.m. tomorrow?
I will be studying harder for next week. You?
I will be putting all of my scripts into a safe. Let's see here what other people have to say.
What will you be doing tomorrow at 7 p.m.?
I will be sleeping in my house because I'm very tired.
Tomorrow night, I will be playing with my daughter.
I will be meeting my friends and drinking soju.
At 7 p.m. tomorrow, I will probably be enjoying a glass of red wine and watching a funny movie or comedy on TV.
7 p.m. maybe I will watching TV program. This TV program is Infinite Challenge, and maybe I am eating nice dinner with my family.
Hi everyone, and welcome to English Help Desk lesson number 14. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel.
Today we ask the question, where have you traveled?
You mean like to the store or to school?
To answer this question, we have to learn about the present perfect.
More present grammar? We already learned about simple present and present continuous. What more could there be?
Well, we need to learn about the present perfect in order to talk about things that we have or haven't done before. We use have or has plus a past participle.
What? We are using a past participle with the present perfect? That does not sound perfect to me.
Well, I mean, don't think about it too much. We call it the present perfect, but it actually talks about stuff we did in the past. The past participle is a special past tense verb that we use with the present perfect.
Well, they should just call it the past perfect then.
Well, that is actually something we will learn about later. We call it present perfect because we use have, not had.
Of course.
So what is a past participle? Be is been, eat is eaten, smell is smelled.
So I could say, I have eaten kimchi if I ate kimchi in the past.
Yeah, or I have not been to Tokyo if I didn't go in the past.
But why is smell smelled? Why not smellen or smelln?
Well, if it has a regular past tense form, we also use that as the past participle. Be and eat have irregular past tense forms, so they also have irregular past participle verbs.
Okay, so another example could be, I have known William for 2 years. In this case, the past tense of know is knew. So we have an irregular past participle as well, known.
Exactly. Good job.
Do we use the present perfect for anything else besides experiences?
Yes, we also use it for a change over time or something we started in the past still happening now. Sometimes we use the word since for this.
Like, I have gotten taller since I was young. Or I have lived in Korea since 2007.
Exactly. We can also use it for incomplete actions with the words still and yet.
Ah, like I haven't finished eating yet, or I still haven't called my mother today.
So that is the present perfect.
Hey, wait. What about ever and never?
Ah, well, we can say I have never been to Tokyo instead of I haven't been to Tokyo. We use the word never to put more emphasis. So I can ask you, Daniel, have you ever been to Tokyo?
No, I have never been to Tokyo, but I have ever been to Kyoto.
Ah, so we only use the word ever for questions, not for statements. Never. Okay? So that's it. We can now ask the question, where have you traveled? Daniel?
I have traveled to many far-off places, including the desert. How about you, William?
I have traveled only on Earth.
That's a strange thing to say.
No, it's not strange, because I'm a human. I'm not an alien, so of course I have traveled to many countries on Earth, only Earth.
Okay, well, let's hear what others have to say.
I have traveled to Tongyang.
I have traveled to Japan, Philippines, and Cambodia.
I have traveled to Jeju-do.
I have traveled to Pohang.
I have traveled to Thailand and Japan and China.
I have traveled to Vietnam.
Hi everyone, and welcome to English Help Desk lesson number 15. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel.
Today we ask the question, what is something interesting you had done before university?
That sounds strange. Oh, I guess we're going to be learning about one of those perfect grammar points.
Exactly, actually. To answer this question, we need to learn about the past perfect.
Right. What do we use it for?
We use the past perfect to talk about things we did at a non-specific time before a simple past event.
Wait, so if this hand is now, and this hand is the simple past event,
then this hand is the past perfect. We use had plus the past participle.
Like, I had always talked on the phone with my mother before my phone died.
Nice. We attach the conjunctions before, by the time, and when to the simple past clause.
Or I was hungry because I hadn't eaten.
Exactly. We attach the conjunction because to the past perfect clause. We only use one conjunction with two clauses.
Okay, let me guess. We use the past perfect for something else.
Yeah. Like the present perfect, we can use the past perfect to talk about actions that were ongoing.
Like, I had studied English for many years by the time I was in secondary school. Or, I was really good at German because I had studied for 4 years.
Wassermelonen. Like the present perfect, we can use the past perfect to talk about incomplete actions with yet and still.
I still hadn't had a girlfriend by the time I entered university.
Well, I failed my test in university because I hadn't learned the material yet.
What if we know the specific time of a thing we did before the simple past event?
Well, you can use the past perfect for a specific time, but we usually just use simple past for each clause.
I called my mother 4 times before I spoke with her on Saturday.
Great. So now we can ask the question, what is something interesting you had done before university? How about you, Daniel?
Something interesting? Well, I had been a famous magician before I went to university.
Wow, really?
Yes, well, wait, there's something behind your ear. There we go. I got really rich. How about you?
Well, before university, I had traveled to Mexico.
Mexico? Sandia! So, let's hear what others have to say.
Before university, I had seen musical Cinderella.
Before university, I had seen Samsung Lions film.
Before university, I had been locked in Vietnam.
Before I went to university, I had gotten my driver's license.
Before university, I had drunk all night and watched sunrise.
This is how you know it's the beginning. All right.
There you go.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to English Help Desk, lesson number 14.
Yeah, the perfect video.
Okay, all right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to English Help Desk, lesson number 16. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel.
Today we ask the question, what will you have done by the time you are 65?
Have? Oh, that sounds familiar.
To answer this question, we have to learn about the future perfect.
Of course. More perfect stuff. What is the future perfect?
Well, do you remember what we use the past perfect for?
Yeah, we use it to talk about something that we did before a simple past event.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But with the future perfect, we talk about something that will happen before a future event.
Well, what do we use?
We use will or be going to with have and a past participle, a conjunction, and a simple present clause.
We are using a past participle for the future perfect with a simple present clause. I mean, what next? The wibbity-wobbity noun?
Well, we are using the future perfect to talk about something that happened before a future event.
Okay, I guess. So I can say, I will have eaten lava bread by the time I go to school tomorrow.
Yeah, lava bread. It's a very good source of vitamin B12.
Or, I'm going to have taught my cat to dance by the time my mother visits.
Yeah, okay. So we use by the time, by, in, when, and other conjunctions with future perfect statements.
What about negative statements? Can I say, I will not have brushed my teeth? Ugh. By the time I go to school tomorrow?
Well, sure, because you are still doing something before the future event, even if the doing is not doing.
Okay, let's see. You said before a future event, but you didn't say if it started in the future.
Good point. Actually, I could say, I will have known Daniel for 10 years in 8 years from now.
Well, hopefully not that long. But that means the event started 2 years ago.
Well, that's right, as long as it happens before the future event.
I still don't understand why we don't just use the simple future for this case.
Well, sometimes it is true we can use the simple future when we want to use the future perfect, but not always. It is strange to say, I will live in Korea for 10 years by 2020. Instead, we should say, I will have lived in Korea for 10 years by 2020.
What about cases where we can use the simple future? Should we not use the future perfect?
Well, in those cases, the future perfect gives more certainty. There is more confidence in the event actually happening before the future event.
Oh, fine. Well, anything else?
That is it. Now we can answer the question, what will you have done by the time you are 65? Daniel?
Well, I will have become a world-famous YouTube star. How about you, William?
I will have traveled to every country in the world.
Let's hear what others have to say.
I will have gotten rich.
I will have grown a big flower garden.
I will have made happy family.
Well, my wife and I will hopefully have established some sort of business, such as a school or maybe a small little restaurant.
I will have gone to every country.
Welcome everyone to Daniel's world famous awesome YouTube channel. I'm Daniel. Today we are talking about cats and magic. Put them together, what do you have? Cat magic! Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you next time.
Today we are talking about how grammar is the most interesting thing in the world, specifically English grammar. You can't get rid of it. You love it. You love it. There's no hate. You love it. Don't forget to like and share William's awesome grammar lesson. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Hi, everyone, and welcome to English Help Desk lesson number 17. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel.
Today we ask the question, what would you tell your younger self to do?
You mean like go back in time and tell a younger Daniel what to do?
Exactly.
So we are going to learn how to time travel?
Well, no, but we are going to learn about how to use the imperative.
What is that?
The imperative is the grammar form we use when we want to give instructions or directions, give commands, give warnings, or give advice.
Is this as important as time travel?
It is very important. We use a simple present verb and almost always don't need a subject.
Like I can say, go 3 blocks and then turn left, or first mix the eggs with the flour, then add salt.
Right. In this case, you gave directions and instructions. Notice how there are no subjects. Also notice how Daniel uses time order words like then and first. Give another example.
Stop telling me what to do!
Great. That is a good example of giving a command. Once again, there is no subject. Tell another one.
Seriously, that is rude. Watch out.
In this case, Daniel gave a good example of giving a warning. We can use this to help others when they might get hurt.
Don't listen to him, everyone. He is being rude.
Right. Now Daniel is giving you advice.
Well, you are rude.
Well, actually, in this case, Daniel is not wrong. Using the imperative can seem rude at times. You should not use direct imperatives unless you are the boss or are talking to those of lower status than you.
Well, I certainly am not lower in status. Also, didn't you say something about sometimes using a subject?
Well, that's right also. To seem less rude, we can say the imperative with why don't you, how about you, can you, to give commands in a nicer way.
Like, how about you shut up?
Well, even with the extra phrase, saying shut up is still a bit rude.
What if I'm giving orders to a group of people, like if I were the King of Wales?
Well, that is another time you use a subject. You can use you or a name to give specific orders when speaking to a group of people. If you don't, it is assumed you are talking to everybody.
William, stop being a jerk. Buster, get off of that shelf. You, the person watching.
Me?
Get me some pie.
No.
And I can say to our viewers, study hard.
Why did you say that in a rude way?
Well, generally teachers are considered higher status than students, so it's okay.
Whatever, shut up. Sorry. How about you be quiet?
Oh, so that is it. Now we can answer the question. What would you tell your younger self to do? Daniel?
I would tell him to get a haircut. And you?
I would tell him, make sure your tie is on right. Go ask some other people.
So what would you tell your younger self?
Get more sleep and get taller.
Travel to more places in Korea.
study more English.
To gain more experience.
I would probably tell my younger self to not worry so much about what other people think about you because you should just try to be your own person and enjoy who you are.
Don't start smoking.
Get off!
Hi, everyone, and welcome to English Help Desk, lesson number 18. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel.
Today, we ask the question, you watch Game of Thrones, don't you?
I don't. Wait, what?
To answer this question, we need to learn about tag questions.
Tag questions, like I say, tag, you're it, and then ask a question?
No, tag questions are the extra questions we put at the end of regular statement sentences. We use these to check something we are not sure about, to seek agreement, to pressure someone, or to show disagreement with what we guess we know about someone.
Sounds confusing.
Actually, it kind of is. If your statement has a negative verb, then add a positive verb to the tag question.
Like, you don't like magic much, do you?
Well, that is right. And if your statement has a positive verb, you add a negative verb to the tag question.
So, you eat a lot of pizza, don't you?
Good. Notice how Daniel used different intonation at the end of both sentences. When your intonation is going down, it suggests that you are pretty confident about some information, but you're still checking it.
You love to talk about grammar, don't you?
When your intonation is going up, it suggests you are less confident.
You have researched all of this, haven't you?
So this is the first part of tag questions, checking information. We can also use them to seek agreement.
This is a confusing lesson, isn't it?
In this case, Daniel wants you to agree with him, so he used a rising intonation.
Yeah, this will be a more confusing lesson, won't it?
In this case, Daniel is using a downward intonation, so he doesn't need your response.
Well, what about pressuring people?
Well, we can use a more rising intonation with strength to suggest a threat if not agreed with.
This lesson will get simpler, won't it?
Right. So we can also use a more pronounced downward intonation to suggest we disagree with what we already suspect.
You didn't make this lesson easy, did you?
To answer tag questions, we use a form of the verb in the tag, but this gets a little confusing. To answer a negative positive tag question in agreement, we say, no, I don't, haven't, can't, won't, etc.
You aren't going to stop talking, are you?
No, I'm not. To answer a negative positive tag question in disagreement, we say, no, I do, have, can, will, etc.
You haven't been ignoring me, have you?
No, I have.
Oh, good. Wait. Hey!
To answer a positive negative tag question in agreement, we say, yes, I do, have, can, will, etc.
You can hear me, can't you?
Yes, I can. To answer a positive negative tag question in disagreement, we say...
Let me guess. Yes, I don't. Maybe, possibly.
Well, no. Actually, we just say, no, I don't, haven't, can't, won't, etc.
You haven't been ill, have you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you're just trying to confuse us, aren't you?
No, I'm not. Let's hear an example of all the forms of tag questions again.
Daniel is a cool guy, isn't he? Daniel is a cool guy, isn't he? Daniel is a cool guy, isn't he? William is not a cool guy, is he?
Great. So now we can answer the question. You watch Game of Thrones, don't you?
No, I don't. Buster, my cat, is afraid of dragons. You?
Yes, I do. Let's hear what others have to say.
No, I don't. But I watch Music Bank.
No, I don't, but I watch a movie like Harry Potter.
No, I don't. I watch modern film.
No, I don't, but I watch one version.
Hi everyone, and welcome to English Help Desk, lesson number 19. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel.
Today we asked the question, don't you want to go on a safari?
What? Why would I want to go on one of those?
In order to answer this question, we need to learn about negative questions.
What are those? Questions that need to smile more?
No, these are questions that start with a negative contracted or non-contracted verb.
A negative contracted verb, like didn't. And a negative non-contracted verb, like did not.
Exactly. We use the contracted form in most cases, but in more formal settings, we may use the non-contracted form.
Oh, like, did you not hear what the Prince said to the Earl of Buckinghamshire last Tuesday? Scandalous!
Right, as Daniel has shown, when in the non-contracted form, we use an auxiliary verb, a subject, not, and a simple present verb or a past participle. For the contracted form, we use an auxiliary verb with the contracted not, a subject, a simple present verb, or a past participle.
Don't you think I understood all of that?
That is exactly right.
Why do we use negative questions instead of regular questions?
Well, actually, they are similar to tag questions in this case.
How so?
Well, we can use them to confirm information, ask for agreement, show our disapproval, or pressure someone into believing or doing something.
So, if I say, you like magic, don't you?
I could say instead, don't you like magic?
Do the intonation rules apply here?
Yes, we can use intonation to change the meaning of the statement.
So, I could say, don't you like magic?
Yes, that's exactly right. So, let's use different intonation with the example question, don't you like studying German? First, let's confirm information.
Don't you like studying German?
Now asking for agreement.
Don't you like studying German?
Now showing our disapproval.
Don't you like studying German?
Now pressuring.
Don't you like studying German?
As you can see, like tag questions, negative questions are versatile with their meaning.
It is simple, but so complicated.
Well, at least answering is a bit easier than tag questions.
So if I say, don't you like kimchi?
I can just say, yes I do, or no I don't.
Haven't you been to Seoul?
Yes I have.
Aren't you going to make this lesson more difficult?
No, I'm not. So that is it. Now we can ask the question, don't you want to go on a safari? Daniel?
No, I don't. It's dangerous there. Lions! You?
Well, yeah, I do. I want to see all those cool African animals.
All right. Let's hear what others have to say.
Yes, I do. There are many animals.
No, I don't. It's very dangerous.
No, I don't. I don't like that place.
Yes, I do, because I love lion and cheetah.
No, I don't, because I can see them on TV or internet.
Yes, I do, because I want to see giraffe.
Hi everyone, welcome to English Help Desk, lesson number 20, the last lesson for a couple of months. I'm William.
And I'm Daniel.
Today we ask the question, what is the place that you want to go to the most this summer?
Not a safari.
To answer this question, we have to learn about relative clauses.
Relatives? Oh boy, they sure are annoying, aren't they?
Relative clauses are clauses we add to a sentence to give more information about something without having to make a whole new sentence.
If I recall from lesson 9, a clause is a part of a sentence.
Exactly. Each relative clause starts with either a pronoun, like who, which, whose, whom, that, or an adverb like when, where, why, or that.
Who, what, when, where, why, how, who, what, when, where, why, how, who, what, when,
Okay,
where,
stop,
why, how.
Stop. It's okay. It's okay. You're not in grammar jail anymore.
The predicates.
The structure is relative pronoun or adverb plus subject, if necessary, plus a verb.
Okay.
How about making some example sentences?
Let's use who. We use who for people, right?
Yeah. The man who didn't study failed his test.
Now, which. We use which for things or animals.
This lesson, which is fun, took time to prepare.
Now whose. We use whose for possessions of people, animals, and things.
Did you see the cat whose claws were so big? Scratch that, man.
Whom. We use whom for people when they are the object of the relative clause. Whom is used more in writing than in today's colloquial speaking.
The student whom I gave an F failed the class.
That. We use that as a replacement for who, which, or whom.
Have you studied for the test that we have tomorrow?
Now, when. We use when instead of in or on which.
Do you remember the day when I disappeared?
Where. Where is used instead of in or at which.
I studied in a place where it was quiet.
This time, why. We use why instead of for which.
I'm not sure of the reason why you don't like pizza.
Okay, now that. That can replace when, where, or why.
Do you remember the time that we had our first lesson?
Hi, welcome to the English Help Desk podcast. This is the first episode. My name's William.
Hi, and my name's Daniel. So, can we put more than one relative clause in a sentence?
Sure. The man who we just saw carried the books which were stolen from the store to his car.
What about answering questions?
Well, you don't have to answer using the relative clause, but you can.
Anything else?
Yes, if the relative clause is giving necessary information, we call it defining. But if it is not necessary, just extra information, we call the relative clause non-defining.
Oh boy, so something to learn at a later lesson.
You bet. Now we can answer the question, what is the place where you want to go to the most this summer?
I want to go to Wales. I definitely want to enjoy my time away from studying. How about you?
I want to go to China. Ni hao.
Ni hao indeed. Let's hear what others have to say. What is the place that you really want to go to the most this summer?
I really want to go to my home, which is a comparative place.
I want to go Boracay to relax and to see the ocean.
I wanted to go to Vietnam because there's a popular decor.
I really want to go to Boracay, which is a beautiful place.
I want to go to Seoul to meet a friend.
I want to go to Busan to enjoy the beach.
I really want to go to Australia, which is a natural place.
Awesome! Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to invite your friends too. Like the page on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, and don't forget to comment below the video with your answer to the question, what is the place that you want to go to the most this summer?
Also, don't forget to download the worksheet for more practice. See you next time.
Happy English.
Bye-bye.